Hey, welcome back to the Punk Uncle Show. We're over near San Luis Obispo, over on the coast again, running away from the smoke in the valley. Thought I'd let you guys know. Taking the maiden voyage of the new steed. So we got the new Evil Insurgent out here. We're gonna go hit some Cuesta Ridge climbs and downhill. So I should get a pretty good idea today of where this bike's at right now, and hopefully maybe use the opportunity to dial in some suspension settings and really see how this thing goes up and down. So looking forward to it. Hang out, subscribe, like, and we'll see you out on the trail. Wanted you to witness the first pedal strokes on this bike. The brand new Evil Insurgent. As with seemingly every ride, start with climbing. Okay, so we made it up, did almost 1,000-foot climb here, about 940 feet of pretty steep fire road. So first pedals turned in anger on this bike, and it was all uphill, and so far I'm pretty impressed. We're about to do the first downhill right now. We're gonna hit Morning Glory, so I'm gonna switch to POV on the GoPro, and we'll talk our way down that and see how this thing feels. Oh, Jennifer's gonna hate this. She's gonna absolutely hate this. Alright, let's see if I can make it up a techie climbing line here. Oh man. A, that was way easier than it looked. B, the bike went up, but look at nothing. So I like that. Well, you can feel the difference between a 27.5 wheel going over a rock and a 29, for sure. Long, hot ride overall. As far as the bike goes, I actually feel pretty comfortable with everything except for the brakes so far. Ride a few more times, see if I get used to them. But I don't know, that second time coming down Morning Glory, I tried to ride a little faster. Just the back brake, I really couldn't even control my speed with it very well at all. So we'll see. So I decided to add a second ride in on the bike before I completed the video and kind of first impressions review of the Evil Insurgent. So what happened was that first ride we did over in San Luis Obispo ended up becoming kind of a death march. We all got caught back in that canyon. It was way hotter than we expected. The radiant heat on the ground was 108 degrees. We all ran out of water. It just became a lot more about conserving energy and getting through the ride in one piece than it was really testing the bike towards the end of it. So I wanted to come to trails that I was more familiar with, and we got blessed with a huge but short rainstorm late Thursday night, early Friday morning. So today's Saturday, we decided to run up here to 007 in Bass Lake, which is a trail that I know very well. It's a long fire road climb that I also know very well, which gives me a great opportunity to test this bike in conditions that I'm really familiar with, and I can compare it to how other bikes have ridden. So that's what we're doing. We're almost to the top. We've climbed about 4 miles already. This thing is actually doing really well considering the amount of suspension travel and the coil shock. I'm really impressed with the way it climbs so far. We're gonna keep going up and then get into some downhill stuff, and then I'll really be able to give you my opinions about this thing to this point. Feel that Zeb doing its thing. This review and everything I'm telling you pertains to the completely stock GX build of the Evil Insurgent. Let me run through the build for you really quickly so that you've got that for reference as I talk about the performance of the bike. I bought the GX build. The suspension is the RockShox Super Deluxe coil, and I have the Deluxe Ultimate Zeb. 180 millimeters of front travel, 170 of rear. For wheels, we have the Industry 9 Enduro S rims with Hydra hubs. Drivetrain obviously is GX, as this is the GX build. Handlebars and stem are in-house Evil. Same with the grips. Saddle is a WTB Volt, and the dropper post, the seat post, is a bike yoke. And then we've got XT platform pedals, or the platform SPD pedal is what I added to this bike as far as that. Brakes are the SRAM G2 RSs. And then for tires, we actually have Maxxis Minion DHF front and rear on this bike. Okay, got a good run downhill on familiar trails with great conditions. Traction was excellent. So today I was really able to feel the way this bike went downhill, and I got some more climbing in on it. So as I said a little bit earlier, I'm impressed with the climbing capability of this bike. It doesn't have to climb with the efficiency of an XC bike, but you don't want it to kill you to the point that you can't even stand up, when you're going downhill. So as far as that goes, considering the amount of travel and the coil shock, I am not just impressed, but actually shocked. Riding this bike, we just did about a 6-mile climb up a fire road. This is when we do a ton. And some routes we take on this, it's even more than 9 miles. So you can't have your bike killing you on those things. And honestly, I would say there was maybe a 10% concession of performance climbing compared to my Ritmo AF with 150 millimeter air shock. So 150 millimeter air shock versus 170 millimeter coil, and I didn't feel like I was giving up much at all. So as far as that goes, I'm super impressed and super happy with the bike. Now with a bike like the Insurgent, what you really want to know is how this thing does going downhill. So got to ride it down sections 1 and 2 of 007 today, which are downhill runs that I ride a lot, and what I really use to test bikes or when I change tires or any component, because those are my kind of home DH trails. So this bike, first run down, not used to it at all, not used to the wheel size. I'm coming off full 29er. This is 27.5 front and back. I had a blast going down the hill on this, and it is only gonna get better. I will say that there's definitely a learning curve switching from 29 back to 27.5. The way the bike steers and turns and corner grip, it just feels a little different. Not like lack of traction or anything like that, but it's just quicker. What I noticed automatically, and it sounds cliche because this is what people say about 27.5s all the time, is that it felt playful, and everyone says poppy, but what I really felt was like, this bike likes to jump. I already have that, just one run down, and this thing just likes to boost off of everything way more than my Ritmo. So that has to be something to do with wheel size and possibly other aspects of the bike and geometry and that kind of thing too. But in the corners on a 29er, I mean, you can ride downhill really fast on a 29er, but your corners are very deliberate, where I feel like this bike, you can do that, but it's also very happy to kind of carve more. And I wasn't really even trying to do it. I just kind of found myself doing that because that's sort of what the bike wanted to do going through a corner. So it wasn't like big, long arcing turn. It was more slash in and carve out kind of thing. And not even close to full speed today, just trying to get a feel for the bike and everything, but it was so fun going down. You only get one chance to make a first impression, and as with my other Evil, this has made a very, very good one on me. I already love this bike. I cannot wait to continue riding it and getting more and more comfortable on it. There are going to be some changes, but what I really wanted to do is ride this in stock form so that you guys would have a good impression of how the bike works the way it comes, as Evil sells it. So, home run. The only gripe I've got is I hate these brakes. I feel like with the suspension and wheel set that they put on this bike, it is a smoking deal for the price. It's a $59.95 retail for the GX build, and that applies to either the 27.5 version like I have here, or the MX, which is the mixed wheel with the 29-inch front, 27.5-inch rear, aka mullet. That's actually what I ordered. We had a little snafu, and we're getting that worked out as we speak. As I shoot this video, that's being taken care of. I'm actually kind of stoked because now I get to ride this bike both ways. So I'm going to spend as much time as I can on this in full 27.5 guys, and then we're going to flip it to the mullet and see what it's like that, and I'll be right back doing the same thing there, as well as more videos reviewing this, reviewing different components, upgrades I make to it, and then just getting out and doing some awesome trails and seeing new things while I'm riding this bike. So thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it helpful. If you're a fan of Evil, definitely this is another one to consider. Please hit the subscribe button and like this video. We will see you guys on the next one.